You know, there are two forms of diversity. One is the diversity that you can see. You can tell if somebody's young or old, black or white, or yellow or green, female or male. And you keep talking about inclusion as being that which you can see. But real diversity is people who think differently. And it tends to be that older people might think differently from younger people, minorities might think differently from majorities, and that goes both ways, because there are many times when whites are a minority in what would otherwise be a minority situation. And it comes down to the fact that it is not about the acceptance of others on the surface. That's actually going to be a lot easier. The tougher thing is going to be the acceptance of people you don't agree with. It's the acceptance of different ways of thinking, of different ways of seeing, of different ways of resolving, different ways of calculating, different ways of believing. That's the tough one. And, you know, I mean, from an organizational perspective, because, you know, Marilyn, you know, we know each other corporately. From an organizational perspective, we always say that, you know, we kind of laugh when companies say that they do, you know, diversity training, or they stress diversity or inclusion, because we know that about 80% of the time it's not the business case for it, it's the public relations and the legal compliance case for it. And as soon as you get somebody in a position who is different, they get up to a certain point and then they blow up in the organization, because the organization doesn't really want diversity. It doesn't want people who think differently. It's willing to hire you, whatever you look like, as long as you conform to the company. Now, that's not a bad thing if you tell the truth right at the outset, nor is it the same thing, you know, a society can do the same thing. But until we are ready, and maybe anthropologists can answer this better than anybody, until we're ready to not be threatened by people who think differently, we will always have this problem of diversity.